everyone, my name is Getchu, and today is a very unique video. I'm not gonna do a monster review or anything. I just wanted to talk about the Pharaoh era and also the new era that's coming out, the Conspiracy era. You can already see some of the monsters here for the era. But what I will focus on this like coming down to the ending of the video. Not really the ending, but more talk about it later. But I want to talk about the Pharaoh monsters because this is coming to the end of the Pharaoh era. I think that if my calculations are right, the Pharaoh era went on for 6 months, which is like half a year, by the way. So that's a long time. But what I want to talk about is like monsters you should review, or not monsters you should review, monsters you should rank up from the era, monsters you should avoid ranking up. My personal opinions on the good monsters, the bad monsters, the mad monsters. And so I'll focus on that. I also want to watch the new video that Monster Legends posted on the conspiracy era. So yeah, and the ancestral. So I'll be checking that out as well. But yeah, let's go look at this. So we're gonna start off with Crocroc. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna talk about the monsters. If you see me avoid a monster, just know that monster is kind of useless. It really wasn't that good. It really just did not hit the meta as well as it is. And so yeah, if you see me avoid that, that's why. So Crocroc, we starting off first. This was the first monster of the Feral era. He has immune to control, harden, random dots. What I know, he was the paywall monster for the month. Maybe the month paywall monster for the era. So I think you could still get him for a day. But to be honest with you, this monster was hyped up, I feel like. He was like, yeah, this monster is gonna be good, but no one really used him. If you really check PvP and you really fight PvP or you're really high in the leagues, no one is really using Crocroc at all. So I generally don't think Crocroc is as good as they say, but he is a good monster, I would say, for like wars, because he is in the Dragon's book. There's not a lot of monsters in the Dragon's book. He's also in the Syrian's book, which is alright, I guess. Clodart. I actually like Clodart. He was a dot dealer, and he also had that taunt skill. Immune to blind hearted and random torture. He was a dot dealer. I like this monster. I think this monster was unique, but his entire thing was with Skippadoo. But I think this monster was super unique, so I'm just gonna tip that. Shamanka. Love the design of Shamanka, but I generally think this monster was not that good. It was a denier. It had dodge area, but it couldn't really do anything. I guess the ultimate really applies pressure to disable traits on all enemies, applies random tortured status effects to all enemies twice. So yeah, that was really it for this, I would say. I don't really think this monster was all that, to be real with you. It was just a monster that could deny. Aubrey of Flama. I believe this monster had a AoE space time, and it had cooldown immunity, anticipation, true vision. Yeah, this monster is mad. It has anticipation, but you never see it in PvP because it had mega scales. I think once you had a Megataunt, you could pretty much avoid getting hit by this monster. So yeah. Anki is Anki, I wouldn't recommend ranking up Anki. He was a PvP monster, you probably got him, and he's a tank that doesn't have Megaton, so he's already kind of disabled on that field. Um, Skip Takia, he was a good monster for immune to torture. I do see him on PvP like once, I guess. I saw him on PvP. He's immune to torture as well, and he was a denier. He had Nanovirus. I would skip this monster. Don't waste your time on this guy. Fire Sword Treat is a good tank, I would say. He was a pretty durable tank. He also got taunt and immune to torture. So if you do have this monster, I recommend ranking up this monster. He's a pretty good monster, so I would say Fire Sword Treat is good. Tentacon is also very good. I've seen this monster on PvP a few times. He has anticipation, immune to blind, and immune to torture. So that's Gaster, and he hits hard. And you do see him on PvP a lot. I think it's mainly because that anticipation makes him super unique and a dangerous threat. So yeah, you definitely do see him on PvP. So yeah, Tentacon, definitely try to rank up. Pulsebane, I find this monster was hyped up. Generally, I think Pulsebane wasn't that impressive, but people were hyping up this monster when they first got this monster because Pulsebane had block resurrection, so that means it blocking any revival essence. But to be real with you, when this monster first came out, you saw people using it in PvP, and then people just kind of stopped. Mainly because Pulsebane is a denier with time stop and CDA, and if you have a Megaton monster, it's not useful even with the res block. Yeah, if you could get the kill in and boom, you get the res block. I do use this monster in wars, but only when the base is open, because the only way you're gonna get usability out of this monster is if you can deny, and it's really hard to deny when there's Megatons, immune to control, and a lot of things. I mean, I would say the immune to cooldown is definitely good. This area shock is okay, I guess. The immune to control. The CDA is actually really good on this monster, and if you have an open up base, it will be good. But other than the res block, this monster really was just there for res block. And I don't really like monsters who just have one purpose in the game. I rather they have multiple purposes. So yeah, it is a decent denier if you're using a war and you're able to open up the base, definitely. Um, this was a meta attacker. Wouldn't recommend. This monster had anticipation as well, I believe. Yeah, and this monster is never used. I believe this monster is more of a support in a way, but it's more thought dealer. All I've seen from this monster is it applies a little dots. I don't really think I would recommend ranking up that monster. Frankenstein definitely wouldn't rank it up. Cool design, cool name, but just isn't worth anything really. Gravedigger trait, I haven't seen that in a while. Kron Cornucurva is definitely a monster I've seen a lot. Immune to torture. Again, a lot of monsters with immune to torture on this era. And life regen, harden. I definitely think you wouldn't rank up this monster compared to the attackers you also have, like ancestral attackers. I also checked the ancestrals for Pharaoh era at the end. But this monster was a good attacker, but it's just not worth ranking him up if you have him. If you had him, you probably got him at rank 3 because he was a bounty hunt monster, I think. No, he wasn't a bounty hunt. No, he was a Tails monster, so actually maybe you didn't get him. Charmcaster, definitely recommend ranking up this monster. This monster, oh, she's such a menace to face on PvP because of this. This pair straight, oof. Oh, she also has Bleed Hater? Oof, if she applies Magic Weakness at the beginning of the fight, she has an AoE magic attack. If there's somehow bleed on you before then, oh my god, she is going to kill you. I use Alvarez, Kirk, and no, wait, sorry, yeah, Alvarez, Kirk, and Larnius and Zabrius in my PvP. And this monster, if I meet this monster in PvP, she is a monster. She will destroy you 100%. Definitely rank up if you have this monster. I don't have her, and I regret not getting her in that bounty hunt because oh my god, she is absolutely amazing. It is not even a joke. This monster definitely worth ranking up. If ancestrals weren't such a big thing, she would have become meta. She would have been the meta monster, and she is still kind of meta because she has that bear straight. So definitely. Percentious, I would skip percent. Blastrodon, I would skip him. There's just better attackers. Blindness or skip. Posey, extra turn attacker who just really can't do much. And as you can see, a lot of monsters already have anticipation in this era. This monster was paid wall, so no, don't recommend ranking up her. Even trying to get Herrario, a unique monster, Teddy Bomb's brother, which I thought was kind of funny. He has, I would say this monster was unique because he had the reverse healing, and he also was a life regen, so he's a support. He's immune to trigger that too, so if he was facing Anwar, he could have dealt with Anwar. The reverse healing was nice, and I think he had life regen. He didn't have any damage boosting, so it wasn't entirely good. He's a meh monster. I really wouldn't recommend. He is on the bounty hunt right now, so if you get cells for him, you might use him. I used him in a war. I remember using him in like a war or two. It just really was not that impressed by him. Shadowbolt, I mean, it was a paywall monster. I saw this monster like maybe once in the entire PvP. He's immune to blind, light immunity, so you don't have to worry for Justin. He is dark as well. Storm Leak. He's more of a time stop monster. Applies to, yeah, like you're seeing right here, time stop on Megastone. He's more of a time stop monster, and he's a denier. I think this monster is kind of useless because other than the light immunity, Justin could still bust you if he gets his awaken. He can't stop. He could stop Justin as well, but I think there's just a time in the period where time stop will eventually not be able to stop Justin. So he's a pretty nah. I wouldn't recommend him, but he's pretty mad. If you got this monster, you probably have him at rank 3, and I'm pretty sure you're probably not even using him. So yeah, Penguin. I thought this monster was super impressive, but he's just a basic attacker. He has 2 good AoEs, he has 2 good singles, and he has the damages. He's just basic. This monster is really just a basic attacker. I do like that cooldown immunity though, but he's really just a basic attacker. Sadly, Snowclaws, another good tank. I would say. I would say this monster is good. I think he has a higher life. That's 556.4. I think he has a higher life than Firestar Treat. Oh no, he has the same life as Firesword 3, which I thought was pretty good. He doesn't have a means to torture though, like Firesword 3, Harden, and Life Regen. He was also a Tails, right, yeah, Tails monster. So if you were to choose between Snowclaws and Firesword Treat, since they have the same life, I would recommend maybe ranking up Firestar Treat for tanking purposes. If you're looking for a tank slash life removal, he's definitely, because I remember this monster having a lot of life removal. He also had guard down heater, and he could apply guard down, which is, he's more of a like, I'm gonna help the attacker as well, which I thought was kind of unique. Okay, and now we get into good monster, Red Eye Roger. Ooh, this monster is an amazing monster. This is one of the greatest damage boosters we have right now. Immune to torture, super tune, random elemental hater. Oof. This monster can apply triple damage, double damage, damage boost, water weakness. and he plays so many haters. He's such a good monster. If you have to use any attacker and you generally don't know how to, like, if you let's say you have Enchantress on top here, and you want oh no, this is Charm Constrictor. I don't know why I got, oh, the her ultimate is the Enchantress. If you have her and you want someone just to win the battle automatically, put her with Red Eye Roger damage booster and she will annihilate. Damn, Red Eye Roger, rank up this monster if you have him. As you can see, I ran at rank 3. This monster is a definitely would rank up monster. I highly recommend this monster. Aspero Flame had a pierce skill. He was meh, honestly. He wasn't the best. He has anticipation as well. He's good, but again, Ancestrals just knock him out. There's just better. It's better to use an Ancestral attacker than a Mythic attacker, and he's good. I think he is good. And if you're looking to rank up a Mythic, then a Mythic attacker, then definitely yeah. But he's just gonna get outclassed really fast. Diesel Drake, ever since Status Caster Megaton kicks in when they get a turn in, Diesel Drake is just not as useful. So this monster definitely wouldn't rank up anymore. Lightning Star was a unique monster. I thought had unique skills. I thought Infinite Cycle was cool. She just doesn't hit as hard as she wants. Celestial's also cool. Immune to blind, so she's immune to everything. Not everything. Immune to stun and megaton, and bleeding and immune to blind. So it's pretty much like an abomination trait actually, which is you're not immune to nightmares. But I don't think she was that impressive. I think she was pretty cool because she had infinite cycles, but nothing really that impressing me. Mosscrawler, worst monster in the game. Do not rank up this monster. Do not get fooled by the traits immune to torture and anticipation. Do not get fooled by these traits. This monster is just the worst monster in the game, probably. The absolute worst monster in this game. Like, don't get fooled. La Bafana, she had removing neg effects, and she applied random, I believe, random, pause effects. I think this monster, it's pretty meh monster. There's better supports out there. King Water, again, these attackers were so unique. King Water was one of those monsters who were super unique, but he just doesn't last in PvP. Or I guess you would use him in a war, but there's just better options for what he's in. For instance, Adventures, there's better monsters for Adventures probably. Adventures, actually, nothing about it. There actually isn't that much monsters for Adventures, so maybe he does exceal here. But in Water and Dark, he just doesn't exceal that much. Dark, there's Alvarez, there's Inkido, there's Anwar, Water, there's Anwar again, there's Kirk, there's just better water attackers as well. Cena. It's just there's just better, and if you're taking an attacker, you would rather use a Kirk other than him because Kirk has more usability. I do think he was a unique monster though. He had a Sunderland immunity, villain hater. He just didn't stand out that much, which is kind of sad because I really thought this monster was super unique. Grandmaster Kotak, good support. If you have a Megaton monster, definitely use Grandmaster Kotak. I think he's very good for support purposes, but for only Megatons, because he only had like support. Polar Blaze was the tankiest monster, I believe, and he also has harder and random dots. This monster is more of an attacker, a tank. So if you're looking for attacker tanks, then Polar Blaze would be it. That's really it. I really, out of the three, still would go with Fire Sword 3. Ergo, he has anticipation, he was a bounty on monster, res block, and think if you have this monster, again, attackers are just kinda outclassed. If you have him or Charm, I'd rank up Charm. I don't think this monster could outclass Charm. He is a good attacker though. That res block is also good. Good to see Gravedigger again. I haven't seen Gravedigger. Him and Frankenstein probably have two Gravedigger skills, so yeah. Molar. This monster was the mythic version of oh sorry. This monster was the mythic version of Mater Genocide, and he just isn't that good. He doesn't have anything to remark. I do like his lore though, being related to Third Immortal, but yeah. Now we got Stone. I didn't get him in the race, but this monster is a pretty mad denier, so yeah. Valentine, again, ever since Megaton kind of dismissed, it really was useless. Knuckles, Nikki, another. All these monsters are so interestingly, especially the attackers, but they just were not good. But they are good, it's just they don't have what it takes to catch up to ancestral monsters, or even catch up with the other pretty powerful mythics, like the Charm over there. Knuckles Nikki was okay, I would say. He had a pretty good skill set. He just did not stand out uh, compared to other attackers. Because other attackers like Charm has Pierce. If you use an Alvarez, Alvarez got the Awakens. Again, ancestral monsters kind of knock out attackers, especially attackers, I would say. Centinion, another taunt monster who has Megaton, so maybe you would rank up this monster. I would say like his Bulwark. I would only rank up this monster if you have Maximus, the ancestral monster. Then rank up this monster, because this is where this monster only gets useful. The next one is Kelvar. Ooh, Kelvar is a very good monster. and I would definitely rank him up. He has immune to control, immune to torture, and thing. You're definitely gonna use this monster a few times in PvP, if not PvP, a lot in wars. He's in mechanicals and he's light in water. You might use him more in a war if you like. For instance, if you're using another attacker in light, like Jessen, you use water for Kirk. Or if you're using Kirk for water, use him for light or mechanical. He's just such a good monster. Taking a look at these monsters, you haven't seen a good mechanical monster. So this monster could definitely stand out if you have mechanical. Darkopus, I recently did a review on this monster, and I have to say, he's unique. Again, these attackers are so unique. Another infinite cycler. I love his baby version. And he has infinite cycles, he has the double stamina pool, he has the super attuned. This monster just gives me the vibe of a corrupted monster in the corrupted era, if you can remember the corrupted era. It just, the monster is unique. It just doesn't stand out. He just doesn't stand out. There's a lot of things that counter him. He's not immune to torture. He's immune to poison, which is something. He's not immune to torture. He's not immune to control. He's not immune to CDA. He just stands out in a bad thing. Marinion, I don't know much of this monster. I know he has anticipation, and he's a denier. So maybe if there's an open base, you could use him. I don't really think you should rank up that one though. So yeah. If you hear me say rank up a monster, then rank them up. Right now, the only two monsters I really would recommend ranking up is Kevlar and Kevlar, Firestar Treat, sorry, Charmcaster, and then Tentacon. Tentacoon. I definitely think those monsters are definitely worth ranking up. Oh, Red Eye Roger as well. Do not forget Red Eye Roger. Definitely rank up Red Eye Roger. He's a definite rank up. Okay, so now let's take a look at the last two monsters. Good GM Victoria, which I think means good morning Victoria. This monster is an attacker, pretty strong attacker, I would say. Demon, immune to control, random elemental hater. It's okay. I think it's okay. I never really see her anywhere. I think people just use her for the Coliseum, honestly. So yeah, and then Rick Coyote. Ooh, I've seen this monster's skill set. This is the bounty on monster over here, and yeah, I think this one with Umbrella Hater with immune to control. And he also has a strong metal based attack. If you have this monster, definitely rank him up. Depending on what we see in the next thing, we might be seeing a lot more monsters. So yeah, Rick Coyote is definitely a monster you want to rank up. So I recommend probably ranking up out of this era, Feral era. One is Rick Coyote, Kevlar, Polar Blaze if you need a tank, but I not really need a tank. Aspero Flame if you feel like it. Red Eye Roger definitely. That is definitely a rank up. Charm definitely. Tentacoon definitely, and that's pretty much it. I think that's 6 monsters in total I said, but those monsters really stand out compared to the rest in this era. Kevlar is definitely the one you want to rank up first, and maybe then go to Red Eye Roger, then maybe go to Charm. Actually, no, Kevlar, Charm, and then Red Eye Roger, because you could still use Red Eye Roger at lower ranks. Rick Coyote would be the last on that list. I just think Tentacon wins because he has anticipation, and yeah. So that's pretty much it here. But what I want to talk about is the new era that's coming up. I think everyone has an idea on the new era, the conspiracy era, which is kind of cool because I think this is gonna focus on more creepy stuff. And thinking that if this era went on for 6 months. Oh shoot, I forgot to rank up these monsters, the ancestral monsters, but I'll not rank them, but say which ones to do. But as I was saying, the conspiracy era is gonna bring most spooky, and since it might go into Halloween, that's kind of cool. This is just for me, right? If Monster Legends, if you're watching this, I don't know if you are, probably not. But if tell me what you guys think in the comments below. But I personally think that Vampadastral, ancestral version of Vampadastral, would be super cool to see. I would love to see a Vampadastral ancestral monster. That's just me though, but I would love to see a Vampadastral ancestral monster. So yeah. So let me just do quickly the ancestral monsters for the era. So there wasn't much ancestral monsters, I think, starting from Skippadoo. So if I had to say Skippadoo, don't rank up. He's just not. I have the monster. I just don't really use him that much. He has good. Um, his virtues are pretty meh. His ultimate's pretty meh. The only thing carrying him in it is his traits. I would say because he has cooldown immunity and he has like immune to possession and stuff. Random torture. I would say his skills are pretty good. He has a lot of torture skills, and he's easy to get his awaken. But he's not that good. I would say honestly, not that good. Anwar, pretty annoying in PvP. So maybe you should rank up Anwar because he has cold blood and stuff like that. Rank him up and carry him out in PvP and put him in your defense. And yeah, but he's not one I would say rank up immediately. Larnus and Sabers, definitely try to rank him up as well because he's Megaton. But if I had to choose for you, right? I have him rank 5 already, but if I had to choose between him and a Deadly Cliffbreaker, oh my god, the new Ancestral Monster is here. That's awesome. That's awesome. A Fire and Thunder monster. If I had to choose between Larnis and Zabris and Adela Cliffbreaker, I would rank up Adela more because of that torture resistance. His awakens are better. Just overall better things Adela. Cliffbreaker could do. Larnis and Zabris you could go after. Stina Steam Bandit. Pretty good monster. I actually like her deny her skill. I love her removing taunt skill. Her traits are the bad part. And her awaken is pretty good. When she reaches 50% low, she is able to get immune to torture, immune to control. Her ultimate heals her. She's super annoying to face. So yeah, and Maximus Astron, which is the Dodge area monster, which is their newest one. I think he gets anticipation in rank 5. I think this is a pretty good attacker. I think you would rather use a Kirk or Alvarez over him, or even a Justin over him. But he's not bad. I think he's not a bad monster at all. So yeah, if I had to choose which one I want to rank up, go for Adela Cliffbreaker first, then Stina, then Larnis and Zabrius, then Maximus, then no, let me start over. Adela Cliffbreaker, Stina, Larnius and Zabrius, Anwar, Maximus, Skippadoo. So yeah, this is the new ancestral monster. That's awesome. So let's take a look at this monster real quick. Let's just take a little cool thing. So I see Bulwark already. So this monster is Thunder and Fire. Ooh, Thunder and Fire monster is going to be intense. So we haven't seen a good Thunder monster, so this will be good. I love this monster's design already. So Ankuri Karuka, oh, he's in this book right here, is a vengeful outcast, once an orphan adopted in wealth, but never at home in it. Consumed by envy and resentment, he murdered his father in a failed bid for power, wow, only to be exiled by the brother he sought to betray. Now lurking in the shadows, he once waits driven by fury, sharpened by solitude, and ready to reclaim his fate. This monster is going to be the villain of the era. I already see this monster in the conspiracy era becoming the villain. This monster just sounds like a bad monster. He sounds like a horrible guy, actually. This monster seems horrible. Oh my god, this monster seems like a horrible person. We got Araka, is it Akara? Akara. Araka the traitor removes pulse effects from all enemies, disables traits, and deals heavy fire damage. This monster is definitely an attacker. But I have to say though, this monster definitely seems like a horrible monster. He has a pretty fast damn. Okay, so straight on. Let's compare him to like the older monsters. Let's compare him to the like Maximus, right? Because Maximus was the recent attacker. This monster is definitely an attacker. You can't change my mind on that. Because based on his lore, based on his ultimate, I could just state this monster is probably an attacker. Yeah. Let's take a look at speed stats. So 19360. 19360 is the speed. He's way faster. Oh my god. Let's take a look at strength class. 675584. Oh my god, that is way. Is it more than Cliffbreaker? He is more tanky than Adela Cliffbreaker. And then let's come down to strength. 27192. Oh my god, oh my god, he's like what 150 times, not 100, no, oh my god, not times, 150 power more than adult Maximus. So maybe he is an attacker, because I feel like attacker would have hit more harder than that, honestly. So let's take a look at this monster straight. Actually, he has Bulwark, which I think is kind of cool. Immune to freeze at rank 1. Oh my god, there's no way they're giving this to a monster. There's no way they're giving this to a monster. Res block to an ancestral monster. The last ancestral monster that had res block was Tethan, and Tethan wasn't that good back then because Res Block didn't have the upgrade. Res Block to this monster, okay. I mean to freeze. Not much monster freezes, but Satiscaster Evasion at rank 4. This was better back in the day when they used to get Satiscasters in the start, but it's still pretty good. And Immune to Torture, ooh. Immune to Torture, they're starting off the Conspiracy era pretty tough. Immune to Torture. For this monster. Huh. That's gonna be interesting. Generally, I generally don't know what to say. Bulwark as well. I forgot about the Bulwark. Bulwark is always good. 50% chance of not getting hit with anything. Means to freeze. Means to freeze to his whole team. Okay, that's not bad. Res block, self evasion, and then immune to torture. I like it. I like this one. I think I might be trying to get this monster. He's even the first of the era. I wish he was in the evil. Oh no, he should have been in the villains as well. So this monster is definitely evil. He's definitely gonna be the villain of the era. There's nothing stopping that, so yeah. I also want to take a look at the trailer they showed, because there's a trailer for this new ancestral monster. So yeah, but before we show the trailer, I want to actually take a look at some of the. Oh wait, what? Oh wait, sorry, ancestral monsters, and there we go. Let's take a look at some of the new conspiracy mythics. So what I've learned from this, I found a lot of them having taunts. Bone Meal is the first one. He's immune to torture right off the bat. They're starting this off hard. Tough. Sasuke's area curse. Area magic weakness. Are they crazy? Are they crazy? If these monsters are not immune to torture, you're going to get fatalized. That is not good. Bone Meal is... Wow. He is... Seems like an attacker. He seems like an attacker. We got Ownable, who looks awesome. I think he's with... Yeah, he's with Arika. Only companion during their teenagers. Not quite a friend, but more of a quaint accomplice in their stand. That is crazy to know. Wow. Wow. I am speechless. So this monster has taunts, tough and megatons, so this monster probably is going to be used. He has the same around life stat as around a close life stat, or maybe even better than a Delid, so. Okay. We got Jarashade, who seems more like a dodge area immune to torture. What are they doing? They're making these monsters way too an elemental weakness. This monster seems like a support. Torture, damn. We got Spot, who also has dodge area. Definitely a support by that ultimate. Immune to poison days. Oh, be careful. Hey, man. Wow, that is a good trait. Removes all negative side effects and applies triple damage double damage to all allies. We got Stalwart. Stalwart, who is taunt immune to freeze life return. Two monsters already with taunts. That's gonna be interesting. This is definitely gonna be one of the ancestral monsters. Based off, I think it's still Larnius and Xavius. It's not that. It's not Larnius. Yeah, Delicate Vigor. Based on that, right? I would say that these monsters are gonna be free if you can get there so far. Conspiracy. It looks cool though. This down here looks really cool. I won't lie to you. So yeah, I wonder if so, who's the next team up monster? I think it's Jarosade. Jarosade is yeah, closest ally. I wonder which one of these are you gonna get first. She's most likely you're gonna get second. I feel like. I don't think they're gonna make that much. That monster's gonna be OP. These two. What are you thinking? Immune to tough Bulwark. Yeah, this is probably gonna be the first one. Onibul, which I think is kind of cool. And I know the Era Saga, so make sure you try to get. What book is that? What book is that? No, really, what book is that? Ooh, Furry Dojo. Make sure to get some monsters from the Furry Dojo book, because I believe the Era Saga is going to be about this. I am pretty much lacking a little bit on this Furry Dojo book. So yeah, all three of them are from the Furry Dojo, and maybe I could get what is his name? Ankara. But yeah, damn, this monster looks good. So now what I'm gonna do is take a small look at the trailer, not the full trailer, but take a trailer at the Ancestral. We also get to see the Awaken. You'll see a better look at the Ancestral. So yeah, that looks good. Wow. That's how he's gonna look when he's awakened. So that's how he's gonna look when he's awakened. Then you can see all the traits over here. And those two are gonna be the companions. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to take a look at. Really, I just wanted to really take a look at that. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to Monster Legends. Wow, that's gonna be good. Alright, kid, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And tell me in the comments below, what do you think about this conspiracy era? Do you think this era is going to be really good? Do you think this era is going to be able to be as good as Feral era? I found the Feral era to have a really good era saga. Do you think that this era, not this era, the new era, the conspiracy era, is going to have a good a good era saga? I also, as I said, I would really like to see a Vampedastral ancestral monster, so maybe we might see that. Hopefully we can. I like they're doing a Furry Dojo book, because a lot of months we haven't seen Furry Dojo really get its spotlight, and this is its chance to get the spotlight. So yeah. So guys, tell me what you think. Do you think I already think these monsters are kind of OP? Maybe you can tell me in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later.